Through my sensei, Markel Fultz, I will train. Yeah! Markel, Fultz, Magic, Orlando.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm getting to my kill spots, Pich.
Welcome everybody to episode 23 of Court Cousins. My name is Kyle. I'm joined as always by my cousin, my co-host, Jason the Pich. Episode 23, it's our Jordan year, our Jordan episode. Or if you prefer, for the young ones out there, LeBron James.
Let's stick with the original. He's popping in behind me in the background.
There he is. We've got a great episode, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do our final ROLO check-in. Yes, a moment of silence. Then we'll scour the interwebs for your tweets, twats, and posts about our beloved Orlando Magic and the social media roundup. We're going to try something different. Pich is going to lead us through a traffic light segment. We'll see how we love that. Then we'll go to fill in the blank and finish it off with our large ending. Before we get into that great show, shout out to you, ladies and gentlemen, our Patreons, our second cousins, Gloria, Damien, Yachty, and Connor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice shout out there from the Pich. And as we do every month, we do a giveaway for our Patreons. Just $5 gets you a ticket into that giveaway. This month, we're giving away a jersey. And the winner is Yachty. Congratulations, yes, sir. We'll be reaching out to see what jersey, style, and player you would like.
Yeah, let's take a second and hammer down on that.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of people in this pool right now.
No, yeah.
So for $5 to get a shot at this,
that's pretty good.
What are we talking about here?
That's pretty good.
Come on.
That's pretty good. And there's some other benefits as you go up the rung. If you'd like to engage more with us, get on the show, things like that. So check it out. Patreon.com/CourtCousins. Now let's get into the show. Without any further ado, let's run the tape for our ROLO check-in tribute.
So explain to me why the ROLO check-in has nothing to do with the delicious caramel-filled candy. That's what I thought when he first said it.
As always, we want to check in with each other. We're cousins. We love each other. We want to see how each other's doing. How are you doing on the spectrum of a Robin Lopez for our ROLO check-in, sir? So, Pich, how you doing today for the ROLO check-in?
Man, how are you feeling on the ROLO check-in?
So, Pich, how are you doing, sir, for the ROLO check-in? How you doing for the ROLO check-in, sir?
Where are you at on the ROLO check-in?
How you doing, Pich, for our ROLO check-in today?
It's a check-in, right?
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have checked in with me back in the day when I was a youth. By the way, if anyone gets a time machine, maybe start putting that in schools a little earlier.
Well, my ROLO check-in today is a dueling Lopez's, Lopi, maybe if you will.
And I'm an only child. You're my only cousin in the United States. So you're the closest thing I got to a Brooke Lopez, man.
This ROLO check-in is coming from the pregame that the Bucks used to do. Robin Lopez and Giannis or Wesley Matthews getting into a wrestling fight.
Yeah, and that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm not feeling great. I'm feeling angry.
I've chosen an Orlando Magic virtual ROLO.
We both went with the Soul Patch ROLO. I don't know what that says about us. Maybe we're feeling something in the depths of our loins this week.
I'm actually eating Rolos during the ROLO check-in here today. I love the creamy center of a ROLO, and I also love my ROLO check-in from Cream City.
He likes to majestically recline. I mean, as if royalty. I think the only thing that's missing from this photograph, or when he's on the bench, is someone perhaps feeding grapes to him luxuriously. I feel like that's what he should be doing in this pose. He's loafing, he's lounging, he's reposing.
It's ROLO, and he's here on stage with Mariah Carey. This happened in Las Vegas.
He is getting smacked right in the face with a basketball, some type of deflection, right in the noggin. that's kind of how I'm feeling right now.
But we talked about being kind of like brothers because we're both only children. So that's the kind of vibe that I'm having right now because I'm here with you spending the holidays.
I'm the masked Robin Lopez right now. So kind of like Zorro, perhaps.
I selected this pile of Rolos. First of all, I miss the guy. I miss seeing him laying on the bench or occasionally coming in and hooking in shots.
I am a pondering Robin Lopez.
Because we, in our 2 games in Orlando, didn't get to see the Majestic Rolo in motion on the court, I've decided to select this GIF of him in motion, giving us the thumbs up over and over. It's a beaut.
He's looking very suave, very debonair here. He's got the spectacles on, looking very intelligent.
And since we're speaking of him and his many looks, is he perhaps either some sort of shift changer or like shapeshifter? Is he a secret agent? Has any one man ever looked so different in so many different ways?
We'll have to explore that theory.
Unbelievable. This guy he's a chameleon. He can legit change to whatever, which is why I think you selected him for the ROLO Chicken, because he can legitimately take on all beasts.
So many beautiful forms.
Indeed. I think
Rolo, gone but never forgotten.
I don't have words.
Yeah,
I don't have words.
It's tough.
I wish I had them. You know, I think we kind of saw this coming.
Yeah.
We kind of figured out it was going to go down. Put the jersey up there on the wall.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it in a minute. But when we were on the Orlando Magic HQ show, he seemed so surprised that I would buy a jersey of a guy who had signed only a 1-year contract. And he's right. Normally that would not be a play that you would make. But I think I even got that jersey maybe after the season was over too. So I did not really get a lot of game time with it. But you know, for me, there's a connection between Rolo and this show. I think it was the first segment we ever did.
Yeah.
You saw some clips of it there in the video. That's been a big part of this show. So I like having that jersey as part of the collection. And I think you always need to have one of those ones that other people see and they're like, why do you even have that? And that's mine. And I'm proud of it.
Yeah. Robin Lopez signing a 1-year deal with the Cavs, as Orlando Magic HQ posted here.
Yes.
For our final Rolo check-in. It is sad to see this segment go. And we have no idea, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do after this. So if you have suggestions about how we can check in with each other in a creative, fun, weird way, please put those in the comments, because we're really at a loss right now.
I mean, I've thought of a couple of ideas, but nothing's really grabbing me. But maybe it's just too soon.
Yeah, you haven't thrown any of those ideas out.
I gotta mourn the Rolo loss,
right?
And then maybe I'll be able to move on.
You can't move on
else.
too quickly, or else that's not a good look.
Right now, I would say the only thing that we've been kicking around is maybe a big chum check-in. But, you know, just...
Yeah, I don't love it.
If you're looking for a suggestion?
Yeah, we need something. We need something. As you can see, people.
Hey, if people like that and they vote on it, then we'll do it.
Okay. So I'll do my Rolo check-in based on this post here. Robin Lopez leaving to the Cavs. And I can empathize with Rolo right now, because Rolo's going through a big change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's leaving his place of comfort at the Magic Kingdom and going all the way to the middle of the country, Ohio, Cleveland. It's not going to be easy, but he's going to make new friends and new memories along the way. And that's kind of like where I am right now, Pish, because not too long ago, I was flying solo in this domicile that we're in right now.
Yep.
And then I had the pleasure of welcoming my cousin, like my brother, into the fold. Great times have already been had. And now recently, my beautiful lady, Nadra, moved in.
Mm-hmm.
And so just like Rolo's going through a change, I'm going through a change.
Right.
And maybe some of you out there know that when you move in with your significant other, changes are going to be made. Your room is not the right color paint, right? You know?
Right, sure.
You know, the rug in the bathroom is all wrong, Pish. You didn't know about that?
Right.
You're doing your hampers wrong, not quite right.
Okay.
I'm joking. You know, it's great to have my lady moving in, but
she makes a lot of great points.
Yeah. She's bringing a lot to the table. The place is already looking schnazzier already. But, you know, it's not easy moving in with someone else and compromising and feeling that out. So just like Rolo, I'm going through some change, and there's going to be some wonderful memories in the future here. And we wish you, Rolo, some pleasant memories to be had in Cleveland, just not too good. Okay, no deep Eastern Conference runs for you.
Ooh.
No,
no.
not if because
No.
that's us.
Yeah.
We're making those.
I'm gonna also use the same picture, smiling through here, and my roommate recently had his girlfriend move in with us now, so that's going on. But really, more I'm a little bit of this just putting on a smile face today. I went to a work outing last night, and I went hard. I went a little too hard. And, I'm feeling it today. A little bit more than I have in a while. Yeah. A lot of people say that they've never seen me drunk, but you missed out on yesterday. And I'm just barely getting back to good right now as we started to sit and prep for the show. Then I started to feel a little bit normal. But it's it gets harder as you get older, kids.
All right.
You can't do that stuff anymore.
Hop on, Pish. I'll carry you for this one. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, again, if you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments. We don't know what we're going to do for our next social emotional check-in for the next show. Time will tell.
Yeah, when thinking about it, please think, let's try to find something that is going to be easy for us to find pictures of. Don't select, something obscure.
Right. Okay.
Or dirty. Let's keep it clean.
Okay. Oh, you're a classy guy. Not last night you weren't, you hooligan. Drink that water. Let me do the show. All right. So now we're getting into that time where we look out for your posts on social media. Add us on Instagram and Twitter at @court_cousins. Send us your funny, insightful, or interesting posts. And the first one we have is from our good friends over at Orlando Magic HQ, the Ozone podcast. Shout out to Anthony and Al. They had us on their last episode. I guess it's 2 episodes ago now because they had Kobe Price on their recent episode. But it was just so generous of those guys to open up their platform to us, welcome us in to their fan base, have a good time talking about the team that we love. And, man, we had some good conversations. The rapport was pretty instantaneous with those guys. Yeah, we had a really good back and forth. If you haven't seen the episode, go back and check it out. Talk about, free agency recap and some silly topics along the way. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was definitely great to be on their show and interact with them. And, I mentioned this when we were talking to them. I don't know if it was on the show or not, but I think one of the most surprising things about as we've been doing this is we see other podcasts and other people doing the same kind of stuff, and no one's like, screw you guys, this is our thing. Like everyone's all pretty inclusive, which I don't know if that's where the hashtag Magic Together came from.
There it is.
But, it's there, man, and it was really cool to be a part of the show, and we appreciate that. And go watch their show too.
They kill it. They kill it. They do an awesome job.
We're all kind of doing the same thing but differently.
Yeah.
So there's enough Magic content to get you through your entire week.
Oh yeah.
Go find everybody. They're all out there.
Well, if you're like me, you need like a Magic pod for every day of the week, and that's kind of my MO. I'm listening to something every day. I know you like to stay. You can only take so much. But I go into the deep end. So I appreciate everyone out there.
During the season, I can dig in a little more. Right now, I'm in off-season mode. I'm kind of oh, man, look at all this basketball I've got to watch now.
Well, we're not in off-season mode quite with the Orlando Magic because we've got Summer League starting up, and we just had the draft. And Welt God coming through with a spot-on meme for my Stranger Things fans out there. I just finished the last segment of season 4, and it was killer. And so this is going to hit for anyone who's been watching that. This scene in Stranger Things where we have the 2 characters, I don't remember their names off the top, but the one guy on the left showing his painting that he's created for his buddy on the right, showing how much of a leader his buddy is and how he has to lead the group. But instead of opening the painting and showing what's actually in that painting, as in Stranger Things, Welt God has inserted a picture of Paolo Banchero going number 1. And this is just topical. It was right for the time. And I think it also shows, maybe Welt God is suggesting this, or I'm interpreting it this way, but Paolo Banchero as a potential leader on this squad. Maybe not. I don't see necessarily Paolo as that outspoken leader, Pish. I'm interested to hear what you think in a moment about his leadership, but definitely on the court. And we've seen just in that one Summer League game, and we'll talk
he's the
about
leader
that
of
in a
our
second.
Summer League game.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But you can tell already the attention that he draws and the way that Jamal Mosley will be able to dial up the X's and O's with Paolo Banchero being the point of the spear. and really kind of driving things we do, especially on offense, as a focal point, as a leader. So it'll be interesting to see how he fits in off the court with the guys.
Now, based on you explaining this and what was going on here,
yeah,
one could also proclaim that the actual leader of the NBA is in that picture. And maybe that's what he was going for. So
okay. He's just we didn't know this about Well God, but he's a Adam Silver stan. He's a big Silver guy.
Maybe.
You might be right.
Gold sometimes is tacky. Everybody likes silver better.
We're going to stay on the Paolo Banchero train because why the heck wouldn't we, ladies and gentlemen? And KP20 Magic tweets, hearing Paolo was forced to work out with Cole against his will. Poor guy really doesn't want to be in Orlando. And then chiming in as a reply, Daniel Jorgensen replies, I heard Paolo was going to have his name changed to Pal so that he didn't have any O's. He really wasn't want to be here.
Yeah, it's I thought stupidly, once this draft thing's over, stuff's going to cool down.
Yeah.
But I guess people will always find something dumb to talk about. They'll try to make up some narrative or start some fight. And, man, I really did think we were going to hit an end of all the weirdness. But everyone's like, oh, yeah, they don't. I don't understand why people do this.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give a little bit more credence to the people out there, Pish. They're probably just hating. I think, number one, you're right. People are just hating,
sure,
especially Houston Rockets fans.
That's what haters do. They hate. I know. I'm one.
I think also, though, there was something to be said about just Paolo's demeanor. He's a chill guy. He's an even-keel guy, which I respect. I don't want someone has crazy highs and crazy lows. That's someone whose head you can get into.
Yep.
For an all-star player, I want someone who is even, mellow.
Sure.
You can't tell the temperature of that guy by looking at him. No matter, you won't know what the situation is. He's going to be the same no matter what.
Well, you can tell his temperature because he's usually sweating.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing that people have been talking about. The sweat situation, which is ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, I think it is hilarious how people just, because of his demeanor, he's not a really smiley guy. He's not like he's not going to project all his emotions on his face, that he doesn't want to be in Orlando. Yeah. Hell no, man. Ridiculous. He wants to be the number one pick. He's getting extra money. Why would he not want to be in Orlando? Number two pick, you're going to Oklahoma City. What's there?
I don't know, man. You already talked a lot of trash about OKC earlier.
I got to calm it down.
You better back up.
I'm going to have people coming for me. I've never been to OKC. If any OKC fans are listening to this and want to fly me out and show me different, I'll come with an open mind.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a guy.
I know. What a
You're
guy.
willing to take a
fly
free
me
trip.
out, put me up, pay for all my food and drink, and then we'll have it.
Oh, wow.
I'll rap poetic about Oklahoma City.
I might just do it for the free flight. I'll pay my own way on some things. I don't think I really want to go to OKC, though.
Yeah. No.
But I do kind of want to go everywhere, so anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get back to the hoop.
Yeah, get back to the hoop. And Paolo himself kind of debunked this silly talking point in a post from him, in a tweet from him, where he says a lot of high-quality people over here.
Yeah.
And retweeting a post from the Orlando Magic talking about, a quote from Jamal Mosley saying he's a very strong individual. I don't think he even understands how strong he really is. Mm-hmm. And we have that awesome photo, which you've probably seen in video too, of Jamal Mosley in the post trying to play defense against that 250-pound frame that Doris Burke loves so much.
Oh my God, Doris Burke waxing poetic about his frame made me want to gag. Someone take her off the air.
No, I love me some Doris Burke. Don't you disrespect that woman. But clearly, Paolo wants to be here, man. He's going to fit in great. It's a fantastic situation for him.
Yeah, I think How would it be any different? This young man worked his whole life, wants to get to the NBA. He's in the NBA. I mean, yeah, there's some teams you might not want to go to. Maybe, I mean, look, it's even the same color scheme as Duke. Like, he's going to be fine here. Like, I don't understand. I do love his demeanor. You mentioned it. It's worth pointing out again. I think of the top 3 picks, he definitely has the best demeanor that you want on a star. He's the kind of guy that can carry that burden of being the number 1 pick. He's not going to let it ruin his world. The pressure's not going to get to him. He's solid enough on the mic that he's not going to make outrageous claims about being the NBA's best player or anything weird like that. We already got Cole and Jalen to do that. So, yeah, and I think that's great. I think he's going to mix in well on this team, whereas he's not going to be the guy that cuts a sick promo after the game. But that's okay. We got guys for that. You know, he's going to be the steady bucket getter that this team has needed. That's exactly what we needed.
I almost missed that little Chet slander that you threw in there. It almost went over my head, but I got it. Is that what I did there? Peach acting innocent over there. Okay, I see you, Peach.
No, I definitely threw it. It was there.
Well, Paolo won't be overreacting to anything.
No.
But us Magic fans certainly are going to.
Sure.
As Jay Bressler02, Jay Bress, reminds us on Twitter, this is a photo of a figure looking into the mirror, trying to give themselves that affirmation, talk themselves into a situation. I've been here, Peach, where I'm trying to convince myself of something. And what Jay Bressler's trying to convince himself of is do not proclaim Paolo a first ballot Hall of Famer 5 minutes into Summer League game. Do not convince Paolo a first ballot Hall of Famer 5 minutes into Summer League. And I think that's what a lot of Magic fans, that's what I was doing after he started by scoring or assisting on 14 out of 17 Orlando Magic points in the first quarter of a Summer League game, as StatMuse reminds us.
Right. Well, I mean, look, we can get excited, but, definitely don't want to be proclaiming the Hall of Fame ballot. But, I mean, you can see the trajectories there. If you've watched young guys come in the league, play in the summer league, some guys put up gaudy numbers and then they don't pan out. That could happen. I mean, but there's sometimes when you watch guys and you're just like, oh, that guy's going to be special. That guy can do things. He has more in his bag that we're going to get to see. And that's what I see that I think is like, okay, this is definitely a guy that's got all-star potential.
Oh, man.
Well, how soon he hits that, I don't know. But it seems like it could be fast, but I mean, it's one game, so listen to yourself. Listen to yourself in the mirror.
But Peach is going to go to the Hall of Fame. I mean, did you see that step back three?
Yeah, I saw him creating in a way that I haven't seen anyone in a Magic jersey create in a while, which was very nice to see. Yeah. This is somebody that, like, if we don't run a play or not everyone knows the play and he's got the ball, he can find a way to get a bucket. And, man, he made some great passes in this thing, too. Oh. His court vision is something that really wasn't probably talked about as much as it should have. But let's be honest here. When I look back at who got drafted, Duke's entire team got drafted.
Yeah. That's
and when you look at their highlight reels, most of their buckets are coming off follow passes. So,
good point, Peach. Yeah, I mean, there was a number of moments in transition as he commands the attention of the entire team. I think we saw that more as the game went on.
Right.
It was a little tight at first, a little tense at first in the game, and then Houston's like, oh shit, we gotta kind of focus on this guy, and that opened up everyone else. And then the team started really rolling. Man, I am so excited to see this guy with our starters. It's going to be something else.
Yeah, I mean, obviously from what I've seen in the few games I've seen so far, this was cementing the fact that they made the right pick. Mm-hmm. And this, we watched these guys play in college, as you assigned me that to watch a lot of these guys playing. And this is the kind of stuff that I was seeing during the season that made me go, yeah, this guy's good. He's got things. But definitely is different to see him all playing in the NBA game, where they get 10 fouls, apparently, by the way. That was news to me.
Was not happy about that.
That was news to me. And the other surprising thing I saw was UVM Catamount, Jeremy Lamb, in the starting lineup for the Rockets, which I was excited about. I was like, oh, hey, I know that guy. I was like, I don't know who that guy is. It was like, I recognize his face. And then I was like, oh, how about that? Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry you guys lost, but good to see a Catamount playing in the NBA. We've only had one guy be on a bench for, I think, 1 or 2 games, and it was the Rockets, but did not get into the game play. So.
You remember who that was?
It was Marcus Blakely.
Okay.
Yep.
Encyclopedic knowledge of the UVM Catamounts as well as the Orlando Magic, ladies and gentlemen.
One of the other things I am qualified to talk about.
So, Paolo had a great game. Definitely was the focal point of our team. 17 points, 6 assists. I mean, just did it all. But he didn't top us out on points. That honor went to Caleb Houstan.
Yeah.
Or as the Orlando Magic handle said, Caleb Houstan account.
Yes.
And also from our good friend Magic Man UK 22. Don't know him at all, but he's our good friend now. He was up at 5 a.m. to catch this game live. He said 5 a.m. watching Houston is worth it. Tomorrow I shall survive on coffee and this massive boner I get watching all these buckets. And then Jeff Weltman did a little doodle on this on Magic Man UK's massive bicep and deltoid. Arms looking good. Sun's out, guns out, Magic Man.
Yeah, it's good to get excited about something.
Yep.
Magic basketball on the court, because there's been a lot of we're coming and a lot of hype and stuff. And this is, now we're like ready to see some things translate on the basketball court.
Yep.
And at least for one game they did. And let's hope that continues. I don't know if I woke up this morning feeling quite that way, but, excited. I'm more measured with my feelings when it comes to how things are going to go, and let's get there progressively. So, I want to see full NBA game action like a month or two in the season before I, I'm ready to stamp this team as a playoff team or whatever it is. But, I'm going to just enjoy the ride. I'm not here to get all that information. I'm smelling the roses. This is the rise.
Ah, yes. The Phoenix rises.
Yes.
Can't wait. What's going to be the tacky tagline that the Magic have in one of these upcoming seasons about rising, about
Watch us
the
rise.
march continues, something like this, the push.
I don't know. Let's not give them any ideas for free.
Yeah, you're right. But I just really liked what I saw out of Caleb Houstan, and I'm sure a lot of other folks did. I mean, just kind of a rangy, long wing that knocked it down. What did he hit, like 5 of 9 or something like that? I don't have his stat line in front of me, but shoot, if we can get a guy who can play D, he had a nose for D on the defensive end of the ball, seemed to be in the right place a lot of times, and can shoot it like that.
His game was very good, and kind of it wasn't like he popped off the page until you're like, what is that, like his 4th 3-pointer, 5th?
Yeah.
But he's just doing all the right things. He's in the right places.
Yeah, you said another guy from Michigan who knows how to cut and where to be.
Where to be.
Sounds like, who does that sound like?
Exactly,
right?
Yeah. And that's he reminded me a little bit of that.
Yep.
So I that's good. Cool.
Yeah.
We need more of that. Bring it. I think this could be a second-round steal for us.
It's looking that way after one summer league game. Let's overreact, ladies and gentlemen. Let's overreact. And certainly another group of fans that is doing a lot of overreacting right now, Pich.
Sacramento Kings?
Yes. Hey, man. They've been in the desert, though. I feel for those Kings, man. Yeah, you celebrated up, man. No, I was talking about your second franchise, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
My second franchise. How dare you?
This was reposted from Orlando Magic HQ. It was a Kevin O'Connor tweet originally. It's only Summer League, Kevin O'Connor says, but this was an unbelievable Summer League performance by Chet Holmgren. 23 points, 9 shots, 7 rebounds, 6 blocks, which I believe was a Summer League record, 4 assists in 23 minutes. Chet looked more like his high school version of himself with the freedom to create so much off the dribble, just better. And Hoops Nation, adding on to this, saying how Thunder fans are seeing Chet Holmgren after his first NBA Summer League game. Overall rating on NBA 2K23 of a 90. I don't know what that means, Pich. Is that good?
Yeah, the ratings are based on 100.
But I get that. But who's a 9? Like who?
I mean,
are there anyone that's like 100 or?
There's some there's some 99s.
Okay.
Usually like a few every year or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, sometimes Giannis is like a 98 or a 97.
Okay.
But 90 would be an all-star player on there. You do well with 90s.
So I'm gonna give you the floor.
Well, you got to talk about Bull's Summer League stats.
Well, Orlando Magic HQ then also reposted a post from Jeff Weltman reminding us of Orlando Magic legend Bull's Summer League and his stats in Summer League on 8-10-21, where he had 26 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks.
Right.
And that's obviously why we re-signed him this offseason.
Yeah, but it's a good comparison here to show that, it's all right to show a little excitement, but Bull has not produced at that level in the actual NBA, so you could get just about as excited about those as you could the other ones. And that's, Chet had a good game because he's playing against Taco Fall, who does not move and was not going to be able to cover him out on the outside. And, he had freedom to run because that's what the Summer League's about. That's why Paolo's getting a ton of touches. And Jabari Smith, they want to see what these picks have, and they give them a lot of the ball in the run.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like that once the regular season comes. He's not going to be the first option, I would imagine.
No.
So I think... But everybody does a little bit of this, and, we just did it a little bit for Paolo. So everybody does it for their own guy. That's fine. Do your thing.
I mean, I might throw some money on Chet to win Rookie of the Year, though.
Okay.
Just because.
Throw it away then.
I mean, throw it away, man. He said. Of course, I'm going to throw it down on Paolo, but I just love our team way more than what the Oklahoma City Thunder have. I mean, I like Josh Giddey as a player a lot. I think he's a great point guard. Not a great scorer, though. Great point guard, not a great scorer. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is their best scorer.
Right.
But then outside of that, like...
Lou Guentes.
I know we love Lou Guentes here. They got Dort. Like, they got the fish alien.
Yep.
Poku.
Well, they get the Slim Towers.
Yeah, and I mean, then who do they have? JRE? Like, that's...
I don't know, but we got to get Lou Guentes out of OKC.
They got it. Well, he's not. He just got the bag.
I know, but
he just got the bag. 5 years. What? $180 was it? Something.
It was a lot.
Yeah, like 118 or something.
I like Lou. I don't like him that much.
Yeah, for real. But my whole point here is the Thunder had a lot of guys that are going to be getting many minutes on their actual team this year playing. I saw like 5 or 6 names of guys that get rotational minutes and starter minutes on their actual NBA team. And they were playing against a Jazz team where he put up the stat line where I recognized like 1 or 2 names, and one of them was Taco Fall.
Right.
And only because he's so tall for no reason.
Sure.
Like this was really poor competition. His next game, he did not do as well. He got bodied by Kenny Lofton Jr. And looked far, far less talented than he did.
And had way less dumbass things to say after the game.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think he's in a good situation, though, back to the Rookie of the Year comment, because they don't have a lot of options, and he's going to get to do what he's doing now a lot.
Right.
With Paolo, I think he is going to be a focal point of our offense. Right. However, we've got Kel. We've got Franz. We've got, J.I. We've got Wendell. We've got,
no, it's a good point. It's
all
a good
these
point.
guys.
He's definitely going to be getting... I mean, he's going to get rebounds.
Yeah.
He's at least a tall guy that realizes the ball's going to fall in my area at least 10 times a game. So, he could average a double-double
playing
easily.
Centers, though. He may not find himself in the paint that much.
No, but
yeah, you're
still
right.
Get a number of boards, and he's probably still going to put up a bunch of blocks until people realize how long his wingspan is. You got to test him a bunch first before you got to learn the hard way when it comes to that kind of stuff, I guess. But yeah. I guess, but I'm not putting any money down on it at all because I don't think he's going to play an entire season. He's going to get bodied, man. He's going to get bodied. And to be fair, anybody with Kenny Lofton Jr. is going to get bodied.
That's true.
That is one of the larger NBA bodies I've seen.
That is a large young man. And we already have our own unicorn. We got Bol.
Right.
He's going to be.
Well, they're not real, the unicorns. We talk about this. He's just a man.
You're right.
Son of Manute.
I'm sorry. We're not trying to push myths out here. We don't want the children out
Son
there.
of Bridgeport legend Manute Bol.
That is true. Went to University of Bridgeport. I'm rocking the Bridgeport shirt today. Anyways. All right. So we talked a little bit about Paolo and Caleb Houstan. I just talked about how deep our squad is. And Fantasy Magic, James Bailey Jr., took a little stab at creating a depth chart of sorts for us. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people were kind of chiming in. I thought we could kind of talk about it a little bit. He has as starters Fultz, Jalen Suggs, Franz, Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter Jr. His sixth man first off the bench is Cole Anthony. And rotational pieces, he has Harris, Okeke, and Bamba. Players he says will get minutes are RJ Hampton, Caleb Houstan, Terrence Ross. His bench guys are Cannady, Bol, and Moritz Wagner. And a wild card, nice to have, is Jonathan Isaac here. What are you thinking about this? Are you gonna?
Well, I know you don't like it because J.I. being a wild card.
Yeah, let me go first.
Too far off.
I know you. Yeah, I know you have some things to say about this, but I definitely think J.I. is not going to be the wild. Well, he is a wild card because you're right, James Bailey. We don't know what he's going to be. I guess I have higher hopes and higher expectations.
He could be anywhere on that list, to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair, you're right. I'm going to die on this hill, ladies and gentlemen. People came at me last time in the comments, and please comment down below what you think your starting rosters are going to be. When I said I thought J.I. is going to be in the starting roster. Now, I have the same starting 5 as James Bailey, except I swapped out Paolo Banchero and had J.I. Hearing the interview
because he doesn't want to start Paolo Banchero.
Yeah, that might be a little crazy. But listen to me. I'm going to walk it back a little bit right here. hearing Jalen Suggs talk about and remind me about his ankle injury and just having surgery and has only been on it for a couple weeks now and is just getting back to basketball activities, and knowing how our team likes to bring guys back slowly, it makes me think that he's not going to be in the starting roster like I thought day one. And maybe we're going to run that big roster out of Fultz, Wagner, Banchero, J.I., and Wendell Carter Jr.
Man, you really want to wedge him into the starting lineup.
I want J.I. in the starting lineup, man.
I just don't. I don't think he cracks it, especially opening day. I think it might be nicer for him to come in off the bench and get that when someone subs and he subs in for the first time, getting that pop from the fans.
Okay, yeah, they might do that. They might do that the first game. You're right.
Yeah, I just feel like there's, and that's mostly the talk has been, what will the lineup be on opening day? It could be exactly as James has said here, and then in 2 weeks it could be completely different. Because I feel like Mosley is a guy who goes with a hot hand, tries different things. I mean, you said it once on a previous show. One of the coolest things of this year is going to be him as a second-year coach. Yeah. Because you could see him learning some stuff last year and getting better by the end of it. And I'm excited to see what he can do with this squad in his second season. I think he's super excited about it, too, as you can hear from him when he talks. So I think he's going to start with a lineup that looks maybe somewhat like this, but then things are going to change. He might go with Cannady off the bench as the sharpshooter for a while, and he may have different lineups depending on who we're playing against. Maybe one day we need defense, so Jalen Suggs starts. Maybe one day we're looking for a little more offense, so we go with Cole Anthony in there. There's definitely a lot of things that could change here, and it's kind of nice that we don't have a team where we just go, well, that guy's there and doesn't move. We have a lot of pieces that can play different positions that could legit be bench guys or starters. They're not like a bunch of head cases that I need starter minutes or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah. They're looking to play as a team and play together. So you can make this list for fun. I mean, shoot, when I play the video game, you kind of do that. You kind of figure out how many minutes each guy's going to get and try to go from there. But you got to give all these guys a chance to prove themselves. Caleb Houstan could end up being one of our 6th or 7th men if he plays like the one game. Yeah. But he could also be one of those guys that's, mostly in the warm-ups, waving the towels. Right. So there's a lot of variety on this list.
I think if I'm going to do some more movement here, I would move Caleb Houstan down to the bench role, and I would move Cannady up to the will get minutes. We might talk about this a little bit later. I think Kennedy's going to get more minutes than people think.
I think so.
Because he's 26. He's one of the older guys here, and it shows in his demeanor and the way he approaches the game. And we're going to talk more about that later.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a leader vibe
definitely with
to
the
him
summer
in the
league
summer
team.
league game.
Yep, for sure.
Which is good.
Absolutely. All right. This is the last one, Pish. You picked this one out.
It's not the last one.
Oh, it's not the last one. I always do that. Dang it. There's more to come, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you worry.
But I'm sure people saw this clip now. It's been out for a little while now. JJ Redick was talking about getting hazed, coming in as a rookie with the Magic. A lot of guys didn't like him. He obviously had that kind of hateable personality from Duke. I didn't like him either.
Nope.
And it was suggested that at one point, Hedo Turkoglu decided that they should pee on him. So this post here from Hoops Hall just says, let's pee on him, and a picture of Redick and Hedo having a nice laugh at the idea of it. They ended up throwing his clothes in the shower. Okay. I think that's when they were like, when he goes in to get him, let's pee on him.
They didn't pee on him.
But they didn't pee on him, no. They drew the line.
He was disappointed.
Yeah.
That's different. I thought he's a freak out there, Hedo, huh?
Well, hazing is that today – people would be like, oh, my heavens.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, like they ended up duct taping him out to the basket, I guess.
You can't do that.
You can't do any of that stuff anymore.
No.
I see positives and I see negatives of some of that stuff. When I was playing football in high school, I never got involved in that stuff. When I got older, I was always like, I'm not going to be that guy that tells a guy to go run laps or anything like that. I felt like it's juvenile. Even when I was a juvenile, I just felt like, I don't want to do this. This guy's on my team. We're in the trenches together. He doesn't have to prove shit to me except for his play. Like, let's just get out there and do our best.
That's fair. Yeah.
So I don't think peeing on guys is necessary for team camaraderie. I just want to stand firm on that.
Okay. All right.
But I do love Hedo Turkoglu, and I like the idea because there was a time when I would have wanted to pee on JJ Redick too. Just did not like him. Much happier with our recent Duke draft pick.
Oh man, Hidu with the Turkish delight coming through. Yeah, I mean, I never had any hazing through sports. I did the fraternity thing in college at Boston University. So we had some hazing, but it wasn't that bad, or I wouldn't have stuck around because it wasn't worth that much to me.
Right.
We did kind of like a Hell Week thing where you were in this really tiny room. It was like me and 10 guys in kind of the size of this room, and you wore the same suit the entire week. You didn't shower the whole week, which was no fun.
No.
And you're doing like calisthenics in the morning and in the middle of the night and such like that, which was fine for me. I didn't mind that.
Stupid.
No, it was stupid. And then we played all night long. They're playing this same very annoying song. I can't even remember it, but it was, songs like the Barbie song, like "Come on, Barbie, let's go party."
Oh my God, I've heard that song 5 times this week
on
already.
repeat for the whole time while you're trying to sleep. So you're kind of like sleep deprived. And then when you're not in class, you're going to the library and studying.
Oh man, you got to go to classes too?
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Most of the other things were just a lot of drinking, which I was okay with.
Okay.
Lock me in a room, make me drink a keg. Oh my God, I'm in heaven.
Wow.
You know?
That sounds like you're just describing one of those torture
It sounds
movies.
like your last night. Shut the hell up.
I am still wearing the same shorts from last
Something
night.
that I will... Yeah, exactly. See, look at you. You haven't showered. You might as well be in Hell Week. Something I know I will not get you to shut up about, though.
Uh-huh.
This is near and dear to your heart. And for good reason. I'm pissed about this a little bit, too.
Yeah.
Our good friend Jay at Magic Player History, who we really want to have on the show sometime soon to do something fun, has been doing an awesome bracket all summer long, trying to nail down what the Magic community thinks are the best players, the most beloved players at each position.
Yep.
And so this was in the power forward category, Pich, and this was a 7-8 matchup with Jeff Turner going up against Big Baby Davis. And at this point, when you snip this screenshot,
Yep.
Jeff Turner had 43% of the votes,
He did.
and Glenn Davis had 57% of the votes. And how did you feel, sir?
Well, I
check
was
in number
mad,
2.
and I immediately took to the community and suggested that we need to make sure we make this right, because Glenn Big Baby Davis was a bum, and Jeff Turner's the voice of our team. So even just on those two merits, how the hell are you going to vote for Glenn Davis on the bot? I feel like it may be just people looking at the stats, and they see he has 11 0.6 points a game, and Jeff was only 6.5. But look at the games. Look at the service.
games.
Look at the time put in.
Yeah, the time.
Jeff
put in.
Turner. Come on.
That's not even including all the games on the sideline.
This shouldn't even need to be said
Yeah.
in my mind. So I went on, I campaigned, but he still fell 1 vote short. So if you saw this and you didn't vote, it's on you. That the community now thinks Glenn Big Baby Davis is a greater player in Orlando Magic history than Jeff Turner. That's all on you. Jeff, I fought for you. And I'll always fight for you. Just like I'm fighting for Anthony Bowie right now. And all the other old Magic people that no one knows. And when he puts them in here, I feel like I always see they'll be like, the percentage will be like 5%. I was like, that's me. So I'm
There's
that guy.
definitely a little bit of a generational bias with these surveys. Not a lot of the older generation of Magic fans, the OGs that are on like the Twitter and the Instagram as much.
Yeah, well,
It
is what it is.
You're doing what you can.
I am.
Yeah.
Help me.
Someone, a player out there that's asking for help again, for some reason,
Sure.
is Kevin Durant.
Yep.
And at Sammy99 says, Kevin Durant, every time there's a minor inconvenience, he's got a video game start menu, resume game, restart match, and Kevin Durant is clicking change team.
I think I'm going to blow you away with my take on this one.
Okay.
This one I felt this one.
Really?
Because, I've moved around a lot.
Okay.
So I've moved around a lot. So I get that sometimes in life it happens.
Wait,
but I
when you
wonder if
move-
people have ever thought this about me. Like, if something goes wrong in a city, change city,
Yeah, but did you have a 4-year multi-million-dollar agreement with any of those?
I did not.
Places?
No,
Okay.
because that would have been enough to make me stay.
And what I do know about you, Pich, and what the people may not know, is you're a loyal son of a bitch. All right, you've been in some crappy situations that you stuck out for.
I'm loyal.
You stuck out longer than you should
Sure.
have because you're like, I gave my word
Right.
that I was going to be here for X amount of time, and I'm going to
Yep.
stay here for X amount of time because I gave my word.
My word is good. Yeah.
And that's Kevin Durant's word is worth
It means nothing.
peanuts to me.
Yeah. If he said hello, that might as well be equal to fuck you. Because I'm not even sure what's going on with this guy. I feel like when I look at Kevin Durant, I feel like he has all this talent, arguably one of the best NBA basketball players.
Maybe ever.
Maybe ever. Yeah, okay. But, like, I don't think he really takes care of himself off the court. We saw the ashy skin, and we've seen, like, some...
Oh, you're going ashy elbows.
Well, no, he had remember the old sock photo?
No.
There was his sock rolled down, and, like, you could see his leg, and it just looked...
I got to lubricate.
Yeah, man. It doesn't look like he really... I think he just kind of... I'm worried about him. I don't think he has anyone checking in with him. I think...
People are Rolo check-ins.
He doesn't have that friend in his group that probably keeps it real with him.
A lot of yes people.
He has a lot of yes men around him.
Yeah.
And those yes men are always like, fuck those people. Move on to the next thing. Go somewhere else where they'll respect you. And it's like, sometimes you just have to go through a year of something where you're not competing for a championship, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And then you work towards building it, and then it feels better when you get there.
Yeah.
You don't just jump over to team, win championships, and then peace out. Like, it's not as cool. I mean, I know LeBron has done it with success, though.
Right. Yeah, he's backed it up when he's done it. And I think this is tarnishing Kevin Durant's legacy.
Totally is.
Because, like, everyone's just going to write it off as, man, you just rode the coattails of Steph Curry and crew.
Right. It's like, go win one somewhere else with somebody else. And there's a ton of good people on this team.
Yeah.
If they're all playing and healthy and such,
yeah.
you look at the roster, you're like, all right, this team should be top 4 in the East, right?
Definitely.
I mean, shoot, we picked them over the Celtics in the first round. We were both wrong.
Wow,
so
we were like stupid.
We started to ride that train. We thought, all right, they're coming together, but didn't happen. I don't know. It sucks to see that happen to a guy and his legacy tarnished a bit, because I think Kevin Durant's pretty funny. I like whenever he does interact with people on Twitter or something like that. Or he's got some bite back to his game that I like.
Yeah,
but he's just not marketed. He's not marketed well. He did.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said, "I see you balling number 7," something like that. Like, I don't know, around.
Well, because he wears number 7.
Exactly. Yeah,
okay.
And so does Chet. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I'd like to see less Chet Holmgren talk. Somebody put that in the comments for suggestions for the show. Less Chet Holmgren. And nobody put in that we're going to do a Chet check-in, because we're not doing that.
Oh, yes.
We're not doing that. It's not a check-in.
All right, that's our social media roundup. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have things you want to bring our eyeballs to that you think need to be on this show, at @Court_Cousins on Twitter and Instagram is the best places to find us. Please follow us out there.
You see something you don't like and you want to throw shade, but you don't have the balls to do it?
We'll do it.
We'll do it.
Peach will do it. All right, Peach, this is a new one that we're trying out. You walk us through traffic light.
All right, so we got here is we got traffic light, right? You know, traffic light's got the red, the yellow, and the green.
Okay, yeah,
right.
I'm with it so far.
So we're going to pose different people or teams, categories.
Okay.
And then you're going to tell me how you're feeling about it. Are you all in? Are you going?
Am I green?
Or do you have pause?
Okay.
Are you yellow? Or are you
gotta go?
Or are you just
red.
You're just stopping, hitting the brakes?
Okay.
Turn the car around, go the other way.
All right. Okay. I get it. I don't love the name. I don't love the name. My pitch was backseat driver. I think that's funnier. A little bit more.
It has legs.
Better for the show. Better fit for the show. If you can think of a better name, help us out.
All right, fair enough.
All right,
I think we'll get to some of that kind of stuff.
All right, here we go.
So let's go ahead and pretend right now that you're a free agent in the NBA.
Okay. I'm pretty close. Yeah.
Sure.
Pretty much.
The money is the same.
Okay.
From all these teams, so it's not like there's a weird contract or anything. This team comes a knocking.
Okay.
I need you to tell me where you are on the light spectrum.
Okay.
When the team we just spoke about, the Nets, they come to you and they ask you if you want to come play.
This is a red.
Red.
This is a red. The team is in shambles. You don't even know what the team is going to be. Will KD be out the door? Will he not? I need to know what my role is going to be going into the team. I can't feel good signing with a team where I don't even know what players are going to be there. I've got Ben Simmons there who, we talked about Kevin Durant wanting to force his way out of situations. Ben Simmons may have one-upped him in what he did and just not playing well and then boo-hooing his way out of town.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of high character guys I want to play with there, and there's just so much uncertainty that I'm not sure. Also, the hipster ratio will be too high for me. There will be too many of those hats with pants that don't fit and too many tight pants where I can see men's genitals all the time. I'm not going to want to be in Brooklyn.
Huh. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't think fashion was going to come into it, but it did. I think I would go with yellow here.
Okay.
Obviously, there's plenty of reasons to show caution, as you just named. But I think there's also something about, if you got on this team right now and it's in dismay and you ball out,
okay.
You could make your name.
You're trying to write a very hopeful narrative here.
Well, that's why it's a yellow night.
Okay.
It's not a slam dunk here. We're not pushing the gas fast. I'm just all right.
I could see that.
Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What team's next?
All right. So next up, the LA Lakers come calling.
Okay. All right. I will answer for Al here from Ozone Pod. He's a big LeBron James fan.
Okay.
That's sarcasm, ladies and gentlemen. Al is notorious for just detesting everything about the Lakers and LeBron James. He gets mad when we make moves that help the Lakers.
Yes.
I would say yellow here. If obviously they got AD if he's healthy and plays, and they have LeBron James. They've been signing some role players, and I think if I'm a guy, I can go there and feel like, hey, you got LeBron James. You can make a deep run into the playoffs any year as long as people stay healthy. Not thrilled about playing with Russell Westbrook, but what are you going to do? Can't be perfect. I'm yellow just like their jerseys.
Fair enough. I would go green here.
Wow.
You get a chance to play with LeBron James.
Al,
regardless of how you feel about him, he's one of the greatest of all time.
Okay.
And if this team's healthy, they're going to be nice, and you can just sit on the bench and not even break a sweat and maybe get a ring. So I'm for this. And also, if things aren't going well, there's also a good chance they're going to move you mid-season to try to get some extra bench help. So, I feel like it's all good here.
Only you, who has moved around so much in your life, would be looking forward to the potential of moving again.
Well, the sign and trade could happen here in this scenario.
Why would I want that? My girlfriend just moved in, man. I can't uproot this whole family.
Well, this is a scenario where you're an NBA quality player as well.
Well, I told you I'm not far, all right? Jeez.
Oh, all right. Well, what would you feel about moving to Atlanta if the Hawks called?
I'd feel pretty green about this.
Green?
I feel pretty green because I really love DeJounte Murray. I don't love Trae Young, but I like them getting DeJounte Murray and taking some of the ball handling duties away from Trae Young so that he can hopefully move off the ball more a little bit. I want to see that in his game more. They've had to move some pieces around, but I like the core that they have. We'll see what happens with John Collins, Clint Capella. They have, they've got some players. So I think I would be most interested so far of these teams in going to the Hawks.
Okay. This one's a red light for me.
Yeah.
And there's probably also one of those large, big signs out front that says, take a detour. Go another way.
Oh.
I would have no interest in joining the Hawks from the very small portion of them being red and yellow. I know that doesn't really factor in, but their jerseys aren't good. I don't like those colors. Those are bad. You're also in Atlanta. I don't think I'd want to live there.
Oh, the dirty is sick.
And they're a rival of the Magic, so I'm not for it.
Okay.
Look, Trae is good, but I don't think DeJounte Murray is going to be the piece that gets them over the top. I don't believe in a lot of their front court players, and I just don't.
You don't like Bojan Bogdanovic?
I think they're just kind of treading in that mid card of the Eastern Conference and not really going anywhere. And DeJounte may help them get to a 5 seed or something, but their ceiling is just not as high as I think they think it is.
Yep.
And I wouldn't want to be on what is, I think, not a sinking ship. They're just a ship that's floating.
Yeah.
They have no sail and they have no
ship.
motor. They're just there.
Okay.
They go with the current.
You'd rather go to a team where you might get signed and traded.
I'd rather have the possibility of greatness versus the knowledge of mid-card.
Yeah. They are kind of treading water. They've really pushed their chips all in, too, and making some of the trades and sending some of the picks, although those picks were highly protected. But
the only cool thing about being on the Hawks would be maybe to rub elbows with Dominique Wilkins and Spud Webb.
That's true.
A couple of Hawks I respect.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so next we got to go into a new category now.
Next we're going with players now.
Okay.
So I want you to put yourself in the shoes of.
Can I put myself in the forehead of Jeff Weltman?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wear the halo, sir.
Yeah.
Wear it proudly. So now I'm going to name players from our team and tell me your vibe on them. And we've only seen one summer league game of one gentleman, but just where you're at. So we'll start with Devin Cannady.
Okay, this is going to be a green light for me. He said hi to me at the G League game that we went to last year. Very jovial gentleman. I just think he was
cutting a rug during a commercial too.
Yeah, man, he's got good dance moves. He had just gotten engaged.
Yep.
So you can tell he's a solid guy. He's a little bit older, 26. He just graduated, got his degree from Princeton this year. Saw some videos of him talking to young people at a camp that he was hosting and just talking about adversity and the importance of running his own race, as he said. He just has a great head on his shoulders. I like that attitude. He's not a guy that's worried about what's happening around him. He's focused on what can I control. Yeah. And I think just as a human being, I'm sure as an athlete, as myself as a teacher, there are tons of things out of our control. And he seems to have the right mindset to be a winner. And he's a little bit older as a 26-year-old. I think that he's going to be getting more minutes than we expect and be a bigger part of this team than we expect for a good reason. He shot 50% from three last year in the G League. The year before, 40% or 40% from the previous 2 years. So this guy can shoot the rock.
Yeah.
He's a hard-playing guy. And I think he can be, take the place of what was Terrence Ross like a couple years ago. I see him kind of edging out RJ Hampton for minutes. I see him edging out some of these guys that we might expect. Him and Gary Harris, I think, will be getting some of the majority of the minutes at our guard, at our two-guard position.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with everything that you just said, so I'm not going to reiterate those points. But what if you took the mindset of Devin Cannady and put it in to Kevin Durant?
Oh.
How unstoppable would that human being be?
Amazing.
And that's why it's always weird that people that could do something just don't get that ability, but everybody's different. So, but yeah, I see him being involved a little bit more than people think as well, because I don't think you sign him at the end of last year if you didn't have some sort of plan for him or a place that you wanted him to try to fit in. And I think his play is going to be good enough to eventually earn minutes as he can get some. So hopefully he can get some and start to, obviously that's going to mean less minutes for somebody else.
Right.
That's just the way it works. But I feel like he'll get them and earn them. All right, next up, the new man. He shocked us all.
Yes.
20 points in the first Summer League game for Caleb Houstan.
Yeah, I'm going to be tempered on this. I'm going to go yellow.
Yellow?
I'm going to go yellow. I mean, obviously we loved what we saw. 5 from 9 from 3, grabbed 6 boards. That looks fantastic. I just think, yellow, because we've already got a bunch of guys with that similar position that are even better than I think Caleb Houstan is.
Sure.
Franz, Paulo, J.I., Chuma, who am I forgetting? I all 4 of those guys I'd put above them.
Okay.
So, they're all playing the wing, forward position, which is what Caleb's going to be playing. But I do think if he plays defense, which Jamal Mosley loves, that's the way you earn minutes. He seems like a defense-first type of guy.
Yeah.
And I think he could also kind of surprise us by cracking into the rotation. Unfortunately, that's going to mean guys like Admiral Schofield will probably not really see the floor anymore, things like that. But that's just kind of the way the league works.
Yeah. Well said. I think I'm going to go green instead of yellow here. I definitely, since the last show, started to look back at some clips and see, learn a little bit more. Like you said, we didn't know much about him. So I watched a few clips and watched him some stuff and then watch him in the game. His positioning on the court is not something that shows up like on a stat sheet or anything like that, but he's in the right spot. He's making the right plays. He has those like little things that you notice in the intangibles that like really make me feel like this could be a diamond in the rough for us. And man, I want to see him play. And I just don't know what he's going to be available for minutes, to your point. If he gets a chance to play, I think he's going to get better. So I don't know if there's an opportunity for us to somehow he two-ways or he pull up. I'd like to see him play.
He needs time.
He needs time, and that could be said for some of the younger guys on our team. Like they needed the time. Devin Cannady doesn't need the time anymore. He's 26. It's time to go. But I don't know. I just hope he can get some playing time to show what he can do, because I think he's a good player. And even if he doesn't play that much this season, at some point when pieces start to shift out and we move some of those, he'll be able to move up and show what he can do. Because I'm impressed with what I've seen from him so far. I think this is a great second round pick for us.
I think so too.
All right, last up in the players, RJ Hampton. I know we had some thoughts on his Summer League game 1. The announcers didn't appear to be watching.
They did not appear to be watching the game, right? They were just being so generous. Sometimes announcers, it was kind of, they David Steeled them a little bit. You know, they David Steeled him. David Steele is just a gentleman. He'll find the most hilarious euphemisms to give some guy a modicum of credit when he's been playing a crap game. And that's kind of what they were doing. I mean, RJ looked terrible. I'm going with red. Red, I kind of just talked about it in the Devin Cannady point, but I really think Devin Cannady takes those minutes. And I think if RJ Hampton doesn't show some kind of immediate progress and growth, Gary Harris is getting those minutes then too. And then so where's your 2-guard minutes? Because RJ Hampton showed us last year and showed us in this Summer League game, and it's only one game, granted, but we had some sample size from last year. He's not a 1-guard. He's not a ball-handling guard. He doesn't have good court vision. He gets flighty with the ball and doesn't know what to do. He's pretty good off ball. Good off ball.
Yeah.
Pretty good off ball. Became a pretty damn good spot-up shooter, but again, Devin Cannady can do that, and he brings more dribbling, more defensive awareness, more of like some of these other things. And I don't think RJ's leaned into what was supposed to be his biggest asset, which was his speed. He wasn't getting by really anybody. He had one get by and a dunk when a guy was out of position, but that was it. So I was over RJ very early in last season when he kind of settled into a role as a 2-guard. I was on a yellow, but I'm kind of back to a red right now.
Okay.
We'll see.
I'm going with a flashing red.
Okay.
You pull up, you stop.
Right.
And then eventually you go.
Okay. So it's okay.
I just feel like this was a bad game for RJ looks wise, throwing up some air balls and dribbling into weird territory, and maybe he felt some sort of pressure being like, one of the longest tenured guys to be on the Summer League team, and he's supposed to be out there shining. Right. He's a regular NBA player. He gets regular minutes. You said he had like 22 minutes a game. Yeah, that's a lot.
22 minutes a game.
So maybe that's the factor here. It definitely, of the guys on our team, if I have to cut minutes from somebody to get some of the other guys' minutes, he's the minutes I'm cutting.
Yeah.
But not based just solely on that performance. But he has stretches where he does that. Yeah. I do feel like he's a much better off-ball guard. And right now in the Summer League, people are playing all kinds of different positions. We saw Paolo at point guard for a while. They're just trying stuff out and seeing what sticks. So definitely the flashing red, where I don't have to sit there forever, but let's stop, take a breath, figure it out, and stop shooting up air balls and being a menace out there.
Oh my God, man.
But I'm glad that he decided that he wanted to play with the team, because he obviously knew he needed to make a point with something, like with his play and his effort. And so he's out there to try to do that and gel with the young guys. And I think that's great if it ends up working in the long run. There's still plenty more time for that to happen. So.
It's good he's getting run and getting reps.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Last up. This is a fun, self-serving one for us.
Yeah, self-serving.
We're going to go with Court Cousins segments. We also want to know what color you think all these things should be, so go ahead and drop that in the comments. And we really want to know what you feel about Court Cousins segments. Yeah. We're going to give you 3 past segments we've done and see how we're feeling about it. Let us know how you feel about these. Let's go ahead and start with a classic from the first episode. It's been a while since we've done it. Magic the Card Gathering.
I'm going to go big green on this. I feel like I need something to hold up. That's
big green. Okay.
I'm going to go Amway Center green here. Amway Center sign green. I think this is one of my favorite segments because we've also been doing a lot of card collecting, box openings over on our sister channel, Card Cousins. Check it out if you haven't already. And, it's a fun hobby that we've done on and off throughout our lives. It allows us to kind of dig into our collections. There's stories behind the cards. We have personal connections to them.
Sure.
I love the play on words. And I think it's a cool hobby that a lot of people out there connect with. And I love hearing you talk about your stories and kind of sharing some of mine. So that's a green for me.
It's a green for me, too. I think we're going to be doing some of these, some exclusive ones for Patreons coming up soon.
Yep.
But yeah, it would be nice to mix it back into the show a little bit, especially when there's no actual basketball games to talk about.
For sure. We got to do that on the next episode. We'll do
so it sounds like
Record.
it's coming back.
All right.
We've greenlit this.
We've green. Yeah.
All right. Next, starter backup bench.
Yeah, I love this because I came up with it and I'm egotistical. But I'll go with the yellow.
Ooh.
Just only because sometimes it's tough to figure out the 3 items to pick to fit into these categories to make the segment work. So that's only
We're
why
doing a category of 3 right now.
I know. Well, I don't. We'll get to this segment in a second, Pete.
right.
Stop jumping the gun. Stop running the red light, okay? So I'll give it a yellow. I do love the concept. I like starter back of a bench or F, Marry, Kill or any iteration of that kind of idea.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it a yellow because sometimes it's a little bit more involved to try to figure out what to put
Sure.
as your options.
Yeah, sometimes it is hard, and then you feel like
To make a top.
you may like all 3 guys, especially when we're doing
Yeah.
ones on our team.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
I got to join you in yellow on this one
Okay.
because I do like that segment, but I feel like it works better during the season when we're actually talking about who to start, who's the backup, and who the bench is. But yeah, it feels like I'm throwing shade on the guy I throw on the bench, but sometimes I'm selecting between 3 things I like.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
That's true. Okay, I like that take.
All right, last up. This segment. Now, I know we've only done this segment once.
I'm going to go yellow, too.
He's going yellow.
I don't love the name of Traffic Light. It
Okay.
just doesn't seem to fit within the aesthetic of the show right now.
I know, but don't let the name
I
hurt the
know.
meat.
Well, I do like the meat.
All right.
I love the meat. All right. God. Verbiage. Verbiage. That didn't come out right. No, I like the concept of the show, and I am enjoying kind of ranking how I feel about a certain set of items within a category.
Right.
And I think that could be fun throughout the year.
Yeah.
We can kind of do Traffic Light about like the various players' performance.
Oh, I can pull out a
Or-
bunch more street sign puns and stuff. It's gonna be
Yeah.
good.
So
There's
I
meat
think
on this
there's
bone.
there's something here.
I'm with you.
We'll see.
I'm going with a blinking yellow because
Okay.
I want to keep it moving a little bit more.
All right.
But
all
you
right,
know,
right. Yeah.
keep an eye out.
Yeah.
You can't just cruise through blindly.
We may have lingered too much, is what you're saying. Faster.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't mean to, but yes.
Okay. Subconscious. All right.
And that's the end of Traffic Light.
Well, so what do you do? What do you think about that segment, ladies and gentlemen? Let us know in the comments. What do you think about the way that we rank the players and those teams? Now we're moving on to a tried and true, not one that we ranked. Fill in the blank. So in this segment, we're going to have a statement, but part of that statement is going to be missing. And Pich and I are going to have to fill in the blank.
Pretty standard. I
Yeah.
think we can handle it. I give it a
Peach.
green.
Yeah, you're giving it a green. I'm going to throw the first one to you, Pich.
Yes.
The Magic have had a pretty quiet offseason, according to some. So the best move of the Orlando Magic offseason was blank.
It's easy to say drafting Paolo Banchero.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep. I would agree with that.
And that might actually be the best move.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the lack of moves. I like that we didn't go overboard
Yeah.
with some random trade to bring in some free agent that's not going to mesh. We pretty much re-signed everybody. We talked about that on this show. I don't know if we spoke it into existence, but we talked about bring them all back. Let's go. And then they pretty much did.
Yeah.
And I'm a little shocked, but I'm pleasantly surprised because you're keeping that camaraderie that made that team with 22 wins last year a fun team to watch that liked playing together and got along well. And then you're just adding a couple new pieces, 2 new young guys who are ready to go. I mean, this is great. A lot of teams overreact in an offseason and they're desperate and they're making weird trades and we didn't do that. And I think that's super, super important. So long run, as great as Paolo is going to be,
Yeah.
I think the best move might be that we didn't overreact or do anything wacky.
Yeah. I would. I mean, I kind of disagree with you to say that you're saying our best offseason move was a lack of moves because those lack of moves were actual moves. Gary Harris was a free agent. Mo Bamba was going to be a restricted free agent. We actually waived that qualifying offer, so he was a free agent there for a moment. Bol was a free agent. So, those were moves that were made that very well could have gone another way. Like, Gary Harris could have signed with another team. Mo Bamba could have signed with another team. Same thing with Bol, so... I
guess I should have said running it back then.
Yeah,
our best move was
running it back. I'm with you on that. I think that the best move of the Magic offseason was keeping flexibility.
Yes,
I'll say
exactly,
because with that goes along right with what you said. But I'll talk more a little bit of just about the contract stuff. We're hearing now that Gary Harris is 2 years, $26 million, but the second year is not guaranteed. Something similar with like a team option for Mo Bamba's contract, 2 years, $21 million, first year $11 million, but like the second year has a team option on it or something like that. So that's Welt God, Hammond added again. Really maintaining a lot of flexibility moving forward as next year's free agent class is a little bit better. We get to see what happens with this team. Do we really take that step where we're like, next year, oh shit, we're just one piece away and we can really knock on some doors now?
Yeah.
And then we can make that move.
Right.
Or are we like, all right, we need a little bit more time for these guys to mature, and so we are going to have to extend a bunch of players and things like that, but we still have the room to do that. I think that was great. So maintaining flexibility was mine.
Yeah, that also bringing back those guys is going to do so much because we've talked about it before. People didn't want to come to Orlando, didn't want to be here. Now here's some guys that had a chance to walk and decided to come back and stay. And that's good. That means this is an organization that is player friendly and people want to be here now. So, I mean, yeah, we're not trying to win a championship this year.
Right.
We're looking at the long haul, so that flexibility is key. That's I agree with you.
I think there was some folks that were expressing anger on various platforms about, we're not making moves, all these other teams. It's not our time.
Well, there's some people that think Paolo Banchero's not happy here too.
Yeah. So. All right, next one. Blank will be the outcome for the Magic this season. What are you thinking, Pich? There's a lot of different ways you can interpret this one.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you're really looking for where do they end up in the long run, but
I'll go first then.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say 500 will be the outcome for the Orlando Magic.
41 and 41.
I think, that's kind of my push. If we get there, then we'll also probably be knocking at the play-in door a little bit, depending on how the East shakes out,
Teams with losing records are in the play.
Right, so. Yeah. Last year they were. I think the East has gotten a little bit better, but the Nets could be horrible. They could be losing people. So we'll see what happens, but that's kind of my barometer. I want to see when, at the end of the All-Star break, or when Markelle came back especially, we were 500. We were right around that mark. And so with J.I. coming back, Paolo Banchero getting added to the mix, that's kind of my expectation this year. Last year I had really no expectations.
Yes.
This year I have, expectations around growth, but if I'm trying to put a winning barometer on it, 500.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Am I out of line?
No.
Yeah.
I like the optimism.
Okay.
On that, because that was always your strong suit. On this
last year I was a pessimist. I
took the over on our wins.
22 wins.
So I'm surprised that a guy that thought we were going to win less than 22 games this year would all of a sudden jump them up to 41 this year. That's quite a jump.
When you put it that way,
that is quite a jump.
Egregious.
I think I could see us definitely getting another 10 wins. I think 35 wins is probably more it. But, man, I'd love to see what you're saying. I think we're going to be a contender for the play-in.
Okay.
Because of the way the East shakes out. I don't know if that's our ceiling, if you will. I feel like we could probably do better than 500, but I would as well. I'm not putting money down on it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Right. Like last year, I got burned on the wins, and I don't know if I'm ready to do it.
Are you gonna put some wagers on it for the belt?
If you're willing to set the line at 41 games right now, I will take the under.
But maybe it might be one of the bets that we do for the end of the year. We'll see.
And I don't like to take unders, and neither do you, because then it feels like you're kind of rooting against your squad. But 41 seems like a bar that's pretty high.
A bridge too far?
Pretty high. But you know what? People have jumped high bars before. So.
This is true. And this next prompt is about, I think 41 wins might be a surprise to some people.
Mm-hmm.
What player is going to be the surprise? So the surprise player or X Factor player for the Magic this year will be blank.
Man, is he going to be happy I'm saying this? I'm going to go with Jonathan Isaac. I think he'll be a surprise player because he's still the wild card on some people's rosters that they make up. The fact is, when he goes out and he plays, he's a really great player, and he's a top defensive player. And every time you do a simulation of a season on NBA 2K, he's always winning the Defensive Player of the Year. He definitely has the skill and the talent. And you know what? All he's been known for the past couple of years is not playing, being this guy that wrote a book, doing all this other stuff. And I think he needs to get back his basketball identity, and he's going to come back in a big way. I'm not sure if he's going to come back in a big way immediately, but I think by the time we get to the middle of the season, people are going to be like, dude, the Magic are balling right now.
Yeah.
They're a threat every time they come in. They got these big dudes playing defense. They got Paolo Banchero with his massive frame. I mean, we can't stop these guys. They got Franz Boogie. Come on.
Yeah, baby. I'm going to go with the X Factor for the Magic is going to be that dude, Markelle Fultz. And it's not an X Factor to us, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we know that Markelle Fultz is him, but I feel like whenever anyone else mentions the team and they talk about our roster, they mention Cole Anthony because he's kind of more high profile, his dad being in the media and having been in the league.
Sure.
They mention our top draft picks like Jalen Suggs.
They sell his shirts at Dick's.
Right, yeah. They talk about Paulo because he's our number one pick, and even Franz because he was on the rookie team last year.
Sure.
And Markelle kind of gets forgotten about.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that for Wendell as well sometimes.
Yeah, true. Yeah, absolutely. He could be in this conversation too. Yeah. So let us know, ladies and gentlemen, who you think could be the X Factor. But I'm going to go with Markelle. I mean, he's one of the league leaders in terms of drive to assist ratio, as we talked about on a previous show. He loves getting to his kill spots, and I love mentioning that phrase, kill spots. I think he's coming back with a more tenacious attacking mentality. He's going to be, I think, a more prolific scorer than people really are ready for, especially in the mid-range. And, I mean, I just think he's going to set everybody up. I think his assists could be, almost league-leading type of numbers. I think they could be up there.
I just like that in this particular blank, you and I both selected players that last year we just wanted to simply come back.
Right.
And now we get a chance to see them come back. And we wanted it so badly because we knew they could have been an X Factor last year.
Yeah.
But this year they'll really be the surprise. So
I like this one because we talked about two guys and then we mentioned other guys that it could be.
Right.
So that's what's exciting about this team. Like any of these guys, Chuma, what if Chuma comes back and took a stride from where he left off? There's so many guys that could be the X Factor. So let us know what you think in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Who's your X Factor? Yeah, it's gonna be a good year. All right. So this one was from you, Pich. Blank is the non-starters jersey I want to pick up most this season. Now, this is an interesting question.
Is there a Robin Lopez jersey coming up for you this year?
Yeah,
who is the equivalent?
There's debate about who's going to be a starter, number one.
That's true.
But I'm thinking non-starter. I mean, I might say Kennedy.
I thought you might.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if the 11...
Ooh.
of Mo Bamba might make its way up.
Okay, see, Pich is tugging at my heartstrings. 11 is my lucky number. Played it in baseball all the way through high school. That is tough, but, and Bamba and I have had a love-hate relationship, and it might be a good way to smooth it out.
Yeah.
But
he may start. I don't think so.
Oh. If he starts, there's no way. I'll never. But if he's number 11, you're making me change my answer, Pich. I'm not a pushover. I'm not normally a flip-flopper, but you bring up a good point. I want an 11 that's not Big Baby Davis.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Mo Bamba.
Wait, do you have it?
No, I don't.
Good.
No, yeah.
No,
I saw
that in here.
There was fear in your eyes there.
A little. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, sure. I'll get an 11 Mo Bamba. I like that.
All right.
No, I won't. I'm going to get Devin Cannady. No, I thought about it. And you know what? Bamba already has gotten too much undue praise for me.
Okay.
You go around and you'll see people with random Orlando Magic jerseys and they have the Bamba jersey because of the song the Mo Bamba song, that horrible song that made him super hype, and just so there's a lot of 5 Mo Bambas out there, and I don't need to stroke that man's ego anymore. I'll go with the Devin Cannady.
Okay. I think I was thinking I might go with Bamba.
Okay.
To be honest, I think that could be something I could get into.
Yeah? You like his role off the bench. You feel good about Bamba off the bench.
I do.
Okay.
I really think that he is going to be much better coming off the bench and doing that role. I don't know what his minutes are going to look like. I think it kind of depends on how well Isaac is playing, where he goes, where he starts, what we do with our front court. We have a lot of options, which is great.
Yep.
So it is tough to figure out even who's going to actually be on the bench, but it wouldn't shock me if there's somebody else on this bench that I'm not thinking of, but I could see myself in a big chum.
Oh, damn. That's a good call.
We'll see.
I love me some Chuma Okeke.
We'll see.
All right, last one, and it is the last one. The matchup
I can confirm that.
The matchup I most want to see this season is when the Magic play against blank. Who, Pish?
Man, I put this one in there and didn't prepare an answer. But I think for me, it's got to be, if you've got one, go.
I don't.
Okay. Well, honestly, I want to see us play against the New York Knicks because we like to beat up on the Knicks, and I feel like we're going to be better than the Knicks now.
Yeah.
So,
and we'll be there live probably when they come to New York.
Exactly. That's what I'm
that'll
talking
be
about.
fun.
It's been a while since I've been to Madison Square Garden for anything. So
we'll bing bong all over the Knicks again this year.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. I'm going to go with the Oklahoma City Thunder for I think the reasons a lot of you out there can
Fair
surmise.
Enough. You're not going to have to wait long.
No, I see. I want the cool, calm, confident energy of Paolo Banchero to shut up the cocky, overconfident, just kind of pricky, like douchey vibe of Chet Holmgren.
Yes.
I was trying to give a little, defense, a little, praise. I was trying to temper the anyone but Chet a little bit.
Yes.
But hearing him more on the microphone, man, I don't like cocky people. I just don't think that. I mean,
you don't even like it when I do it as a joke sometimes.
There's too many people in the world, in the universe, for you to think that you're so special that you want to immediately put yourself over others.
Yeah.
I much prefer someone like Paolo who speaks softly and carries a big stick. That's the type of energy and leadership and players that I like. And I think that Weltman, Hammond probably saw that too. Because we've got a lot of guys with that calm, quiet confidence that put in the work, and it shows.
Right.
And I would really just love to see a poster of Paolo dunking on Chet.
You're my spirit animal, friend. I'm glad that you saw that those things were happening. And, yeah, I think his attitude was a big part of the reason that I didn't really want this guy because – I honestly, and we heard Jalen interviewed during the Summer League game last night, and how the heck were these guys even friends? They're like two different dudes.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Jalen has all this humility and seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders, and this kid's just out here goofing.
Talking reckless, yeah.
I mean, it's not that he can't be a nice, effective NBA player.
Yeah.
He sure can.
He's going to be good.
But, like, show you a little humility. If somebody asks you who your favorite NBA player is, go ahead and say one.
Yeah.
You have one.
Yeah.
You may have 2 or 3. He could have even just copped out and said his friend, Jalen Suggs.
Yeah.
He had options. Yeah. He just decided to take some bizarre way out.
Yeah.
And, even after the game when he blocked the 6 blocks and they told him that's a record, he goes, I'm going to break that record next game.
Tomorrow.
It's like,
and then he
come
put
on,
him a
bro.
donut. And then Kenny Lofton Jr. made him look like a fool.
I mean, that is just silly.
Yeah.
Like somebody needs to get into that young man's head and just be like, hey, man, pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be – he's already a new young player coming to the league, second pick. A lot of the guys are going to have a chip on their shoulder and be like, I'm going to show this rookie what's up. The more you talk, the longer that lasts and the harder they go.
Oh, yeah.
So you're just making things harder for yourself.
Absolutely.
If you showed a little humility and stuff like that, you'd probably be free to get a few more buckets and a few less elbows in the gut.
Right.
So, keep running your mouth and see how long you last in the NBA. That's why I'm glad we didn't get him.
Ooh, yes, Pish. That takes us to the end of Fill in the Blank, and we're getting to the end of our show. So we want to shout out all of you if you're still with us. Thanks so much for listening. Help us to feed the algorithm overlord. Please like and subscribe. We're on the path to 500 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. We're very close. You could be that 500 subscriber. So please click that little button, like it, share it, all that good things. Reach out to us at @court_cousins on Twitter and Instagram. Check out our sister channel, Card Cousins, and come on to the Patreon. Yachty just won a jersey. Come on, get in here for $5. You can win a jersey. There's only like 3 people. So you could be the 4th and put yourself in the odds to win something dope next month.
Yeah. I'm also thinking about putting together some prize packs for people who are like, we're getting ready to hit 200 Instagram followers.
There you go.
Number 200, they may have a prize pack coming their way.
There you go. So all types of incentives to get into the Court Cousins community. Come one of our second cousins. You can come right in. We got a tight family.
Do you know any of your second cousins?
No.
I know a couple.
All right, now we're going into our large ending. Rapid fire, 1 minute on the clock. Pish, are you ready?
I'm ready, and I'm leading off. So let me ask you, the Avalanche have won the Stanley Cup. Yay! Are you sad at all for Florida's Lightning community?
I have some empathy for our fellow Magic fans who are also Tampa Bay Lightning fans. So, shout out Kevin at Six Man. I have some empathy, yes.
This is supposed to be a fast segment, so I'm just going to let you ask me the next question.
Canadians, like the Magic, shocked the sports world in their number 1 overall selection, taking, and I'm trying this, Juraj Slavkovsky over Shane Wright. You're a Canadians fan, Pish. Was it the right pick for your Habs?
Yes, both my teams know how to pick number 1 picks. This one's going to go well. That Shane Wright guy ended up going 4th, so other teams didn't like him too. What is KD's problem?
Needs to eat some humble pie. Heard Franz Wagner talking about being a pro so early and taking his lumps. KD hasn't taken some lumps. He's always been the best player, and that's his problem. WWE is coming to Bridgeport on July 23rd, Pish. You're a big wrestling fan. Will you be in attendance?
No.
You will not. Why?
House shows of WWE are not good. I've been to
right.
many. If they're not taping it for the show, I'm sorry. I'm a bit of a snob here.
You are.
If it's not part of the storyline, I'm not interested. Better Harris, Kamala, or Gary?
Oh, that's easy. Gary. Give me buckets in the corner, Gary. Monday, the Magic are playing Oklahoma City Thunder in the Summer League. How much money are you willing to wager that Paolo has a fatter stat line than Chet?
Everybody always has a fatter everything than Chet, except for maybe an ego. So I would put all the monies that Paolo has a better line.
All the money.
Are you betting on Chet to have a better?
I can't do that. You're right.
Yeah, come on, take your hand back.
All right.
You don't need to lose any more money.
Thanks for setting me straight, Pish. Thanks all of you for hanging out. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Peace.
Thanks for coming.
I almost said thanks for coming again.
I was like, yeah, you did like a weird pause, and I was like, what's happening? You have a roll to the end of the show. Do it.